Good afternoon to you all. My name is Mohammed Mukhtar, living in Belgium, touring out here. As we used to discuss about the difficulties that our African communities are facing, due to that, we start bringing a lot of programs that may help. It may help. So in this case, I think yesterday we have spoken about how the couples are living in the diaspora and how they do maltreat each other. So today we choose also a topic that we have to speak a little bit on, based on the children that involve in the couples, how the children are humiliating their parents. At the end of the day, they run to the shelter of the police, or they run to the shelter of the social institution. There is so many things that is happening in our African communities, whereby at times it is not the fault of the parents, it is the fault of the children. But here is the case in the diaspora here. Anytime that you go to the police or to the social institution, they have their own law that cover the women or that cover children. So due to that, the behavior of the women is too radical towards their husband. At the same time, or as well as the behavior of the children is becoming also radical towards their parents, simply because they already know if there is something, the social institution is there to help, the police also is there to help. So in this case, we have chosen now to start sending the signal on both sides, to the police and to the social institution. Not that we hate, or we are going to hate, or we like or we dislike each other or somebody else. No, we are here just to inform or to notify the police and the social institution how the system in our immigrant is going on, and how the difficulties that the parents are having their getting themselves in. Most of the time, the parents will also not like to see their children misbehaving. They are not happy to see their children also not doing well at school. At the same time, they will not be happy to see their children involving in something like radicalism in the system or behaving just abnormal. There is no parent that will be happy for that. But when a parent have or get herself in this manner or in this problem, what is the solution and what do you people think that you have to do? In this case, there is so many ways that I think when we look at it, it will help. First of all, when a child bring a problem or send a problem to the police or to the institution, they have to sit down first and then question the child. What are you doing at home? So to listen to the child, but not to listen to what he came and said first. Listen to the child first. What is he doing at home? Is he going to school? Yes. Ask, is his performance at school? Is he performing well or not? If he's not performing well, ask him what is the reason that he is not performing well. So most of the problem that the children are sending to the police as well as the social institution is not a problem from the parents, but it is the problem from the children themselves. First of all, they are not ready to cooperate with the parents. They are not ready to listen to the parents. They are not ready even to do their housework when they come back at school or from school. So these parents will be asking them, go and do your homework, go and do your, till day or till the daybreak, this child will never go. But you will see the child always on the playing, games playing, telephone, and so forth. But when the mother or when the parents are trying to insist to the child, do your homework or do this, do this, do this, at that moment you see that the child is accusing his parents that no, my mother or my father is disturbing me at home, my father this, my father that, and that. And it will end up going to the police or it will end up going to the social institution. Why is it that so fast, everything that happened between man and woman, you see that it has gone to the police right away or to the social institution right away? Or something that happened between the children and the parents, so that will go straight to the social institution. But what I want this police to see or this social institute to cast their mind in it is, when something happened between men and women, who is the one first going to the police? Notice this one. At the same time, when there's something also at home between the child and the mother, who is the one, or the parents, who is the one going to the police very fast or at first going to the police? Note this one also. So when you combine these two, you see that when it's something at home, you see the woman is so fast. You see the woman right away to the social, simply because she knows that the social is there and the social will cover her and the police also will help in covering her. But in this case, when something like this comes, there is time for you people to put in it, to investigate the solution, to investigate what they brought and what they are saying. Is that the real thing that they are saying? As we said yesterday, most of them is not the real thing that they came and said, but simply because they know the police and the social or the law of the country is always protecting a woman. But the law also has given also the man, or has given also the police and the social institution also to investigate on what is going on before taking action. For today, we are not in between. We are not talking about man and woman, but we are talking about the children, the communication between the children and their parents, or between the parents and the children. Why is it solves the problem in the in the immigrant, or in the at home with the sorry, my English is not all that up to satisfaction, just because of the language. At times I just want to switch to the Netherlands. So at times you see that the problem is not so huge problem that there's a daughter or a son or a child will raise or will just go straight to the police, simply because they are doing that, simply because they know that the police are there for them. and the social institutions also are there for them. You see, at times you see a child will be going to school. Even at the school, they will be teaching the child. The child will sit in the school in a class. He will be playing, and you see the teachers will be talking to him. He will never mind them. So always you see that the school will be inviting the parents to come for PTA meeting. When they go for the meeting, they used to tell them that your children are not doing well, or your child or your daughter is not doing well. When he comes to school, either sleeping or just playing in the class. And so due to that, he's not performing well in the exams. So when the parents also come at home, of course, they will become angry. Because if you are not ready to do good or to do well at school, and at home when you come also you are not cooperating to do your homework, of course the parents have to be very annoyed of that. So these are those kind of things that make the children also going to the police saying that no, my father is harassing me, my father is doing that, my father is doing that. But my point of view here and my message to the police right now and the social institution on this issue is, when this kind of issue come, first thing what they have to do is to ask the child his performance at school, to see what is he doing at school. After having the performance, ask him what he's doing at home after he comes from from school. Is he doing his homework or not? And then go to the school also and ask the school what is the this thing, how does he compact himself in the school. So in this case, taking the children from their parents is not the solution. I don't think that separating the children with their parents when there is a problem, I don't think is a solution. But rather, teaching the children or let the children know that their parents are those one who can raise them good and who can raise them up to satisfaction. There is no human being who will have his own daughter, or there is no human being who will hate his own daughter or his own son. I don't think it is possible in this earth. I don't think it's possible. But things are happening in the diaspora just because when you are talking to the children, they have their mindset already that no, if my father is disturbing me too much, I will go to the police and I will end up taking out from my parents. So that is the problem. And that's what the immigrant is facing. And the African community in general, not even the African community, all of the immigrants, that's what we are facing. So in this case, I think it is time also for the police and the social institution to get something in their laws, or to get how to go with these things. Because if I'm with my child and I'm trying to put him in the correct way and he's proven stubborn, of course I will not be happy. And I will try my best and I will do my best just to see that no, my child is in the right path. So just like the other children, there are so many immigrant children are also born here. They are born here in the Europa, in the diaspora. But what is preventing this immigrant going further or doing good or performing good in the school? I will tell the parents also something here. The parents have to open their eyes or their ears and listen to me right now. At times, when you people go to the PTA meeting, you see that they will tell you that your child is not performing well. But don't worry, when it is not doing good or this, or we send him to this so that he will go and do something like handwork, don't accept it. The way that they are pushing the other children to do their best, tell the teacher also to push your child also to do the best. There is something going on in the school, some we don't know. When a white or when the citizen is performing very low, the teachers are trying to push him because they know their parents will not accept. The parents will see the bottom of why is my child is not doing good or is not performing well at school. But we, the immigrant, when we come to the school and the teachers told us that no, your child is not doing good, your child this, your child that, but don't worry. That's what they used to say. But don't worry. At the end of the day, we send him to the school whereby he will go and learn something like handwork and so and so. This is a foolishness. And this one is always by the immigrant. and it is due to how we see or how we found ourselves in it. Most of the immigrant, the parents of the immigrant, they are living just like I don't care. What is I don't care here? What they are doing for them is just to go to work, to have their money in their bank account. The rest they don't mind. The performance of the children at school, they don't even clock or they don't even check to see. When the child came from school, they don't even check to see that the child, what is his performance? Did you have a homework? Go and do a homework. Most of the children doesn't mind. You see, so when you go to the PTA meeting and they tell you that your child is not doing well, by no problem, don't accept it. When they tell you like this, your child is not doing well, but don't problem, no problem. Let him later on we see, we'll put him to go and do, or we'll send him to go and do handwork. Don't accept it. Try to see the bottom, the reason why that your child is not performing well. Because I will find it very strange that immigrants also are born here in the diaspora here. So as the children of the citizen also are born here. But why is it that only the children of the citizen are pursuing or are doing the best or are doing good, and all of the immigrants are not performing well? You see them at the age of 15 years, instead of for us to see them getting to university, preparing towards the university, at the end of the day, we see them preparing, going to learn and hard work. Why? And I don't know if we have different mind here and they, although we have different mindset. And of course, the parents there also will see to it that their children will perform good. Although I know no matter how, we have limit on these cases. What is the limit in these cases is, the limit in these cases is we cannot read and write, and we don't even understand the language. So that's why we have also limit on all of this immigrant or all of this situation that we are having in. So for me, my advice now to the parents of the immigrant is, do as much as possible. Anytime that you see your children, or anytime that your children came from school, you don't need to sit down waiting for the child to come and tell you what he has done at school. He may not tell you, of course, especially if he's not performing well or if he's radical. Some of our children, you see, some of our immigrant children are too radical to the teachers in school. Too radical, eh? You go yourself, you go and see that, you go and pick your child, or see, you see some of our children, the way they are maltreating the teachers is too radical, and you cannot even imagine. Why? Simply because there are so many things that is happening, and this kind of things is happening just because the parents at home cannot even control the child anymore. And some of the parents are even scared. They are scared of the children because they know if they proceed forcing the child to do what he's supposed to do, he will end up going to the social, or he will end up going to the police. So these parents will also end up losing their children. Due to that, you see that a child is misbehaving at home, but nobody is able to talk, simply because they know at the end of the day, this child may go to the social institution or he may go to the police. So I think it is time right now to see some things that will change the situation, and the social institution and the police have to help the parents at home to be able to take control of their matrimonial homes, to be able to take control of their children, but not to take the children from the parents. Taking the children from the parents, it doesn't make the solution. There was a time that I heard one of the mothers, she came out accusing that the money that the government is giving to the parents is a poison. I came out and disagree with her. That is not true. Why she's saying it's not true. What the government is doing, they are doing their best, and they are giving it to the right people who are in need, and they are giving it for the good purposes. So if you are having the money, or if you are taking the money and you are not using it to the right direction, or to the good purposes. So don't accuse those giving you money that they are giving you poison. That's not true. But here's the case that she was upset, she was hated simply because the government has taken her children from her. So that's where the problem lies, and that's where we have to look on. So the police have to see to it that how can we help the parents, the immigrant parents, to be able to take control of their children at home. Even if the police and the social institution are helping in this, I hope most of the crime that is committed by the immigrant will also be low. Because there is no human being, there is no parents, no mother, no father will be happy to see her daughter or her son doing something that is not good or doing something against the law. I don't think there will be somebody who will be happy for that. I don't think so. But it's just unfortunate that when something is happening, instead of the social institution or the police to come and investigate and help, let the children know that these people are the right people to raise you up. So you have no choice than obeying them. That's the only way that the police and the social institution will help the parents to raise their own children. But taking the children from the parents, I don't think is the right decision. And I don't think that's my opinion. Because I cannot give birth to a child and somebody will tell me that I dislike my child. I don't think that is something that have to go in my mind. I give birth to my child and he is with me. And at the end of the day, I will hate my own child simply because I'm sick in my head. So there are so many things that is happening in the homes or in the houses of the immigrant, not only the African continent, in the immigrant houses. Believe me or not, some of them, they just need a small help from the police or from the social institution for them to correct the mistakes of their children. But it's unfortunate, everything that came between the parents and the children, or the parents or the children has, in 100%, the children have already 50%. So the rest of the 50%, they are going to share. The parents and the children are going also to share this, the rest of the 50%. So more or less, if the children, or if the child is having 10%, even 5% in the 50%, he has already won. He has already won the parents. So due to that, I think my signal today to the police and to the social institution, helping the people, like the women going out from the house, helping the children going out from the house is not the solution, but rather helping that the slacked offer, helping the man or helping the parents for them to have their wife back or to have their children in their houses or in their homes is, I think that's the best solution. That's what I think. And I think doing at this one, you see that so many things will minimize. Because anytime that you see, if there is demonstration, if there is, especially in the Brussels, anytime that you see some people fighting with the police, you see everywhere that, oh, it's a immigrant. Simply because right from beginning, you people didn't give the parents the chance to control their children. Simply because right from the childhood, the police that these people are fighting with and the social institution, these people protected these children and they stopped these parents for putting their children in the right path. So at the end of the day, you see that when the child becomes radical, they say, oh, that's the immigrant, not knowing that they are those contributed in this indirectly. So that's how it goes. So this time, my attention to the police and to the social institution is, there are some things that there are so many things that is happening in the immigrant community where there is something that we call help, that that you people have to help the parents to take care of the children, to make sure that the children they are listening and obeying the rules and regulation of their parents, because they are under the shelter of their parents. But you cannot even imagine, very sad, a child of 8 years, 7 years, 9 years telling his own father, if you don't take care, I will call police for you. He learned it from school. That if your mother or if your father did something for you, take a telephone and call your father and call police. So from there, that child know that, okay, my mother and my father, they don't have any control on me. It's only the police. So they don't listen to the parents anymore. So you see, a child will come from school, the parents will be asking him, go and take your book, go and do your homework. He will tell the mother, I'm not ready, I'm going to look television, I'm going to watch television, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. Not knowing that the child didn't know that it is the responsibility of the parents for them to see to it that he has taken his he has done his homework, and he has to respect everybody that he see at outside. And when he goes to school, he has to respect his teacher. It is the responsibility of the parents to teach the children how to respect people at home, how to respect people outside, how to talk to people, how to respect. But right from the beginning, the children has already know, oh, my mother and my father doesn't have any control of me. So they are not ready to cooperate at home, and they are not ready to listen to their parents. That's the reason why that you see that every time we have problem, the African community, the immigrant communities, always we have problems. And it's not a small problem, it's a big problems. It's a big problems. Because he has already have it in his mind that, okay, if I have a problem, then I have to call a police for my father. If I have a problem, I have to call a police for my mother. So due to that, he don't respect the parents, because the parents doesn't have any power on him. Simply because he has already learned from school, if your mother did something for you, call police. If your father did something for you, call police. So in this case, taking the children out from their matrimonial house, or their biological father and mother, or their biological parents, I don't think is the solution. The solution is the social institution, and the police have to help these parents to see to it that their children have well trained. Their children has to listen when they are outside. Their children has to know or have to differentiate between bad and good. Because if you are able to train your child, and your child is able to listen, well educated, there is nowhere that the police will come and tell him, don't do that, and he will do it. Or the police will come and he will start fighting with the police. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. You train your child, you have let your child know, no, police is somebody who is working with the government, or who is with the law. The police is there to protect you as a child. The police is there to protect where we are living. The police is there. The police is there. The police is there. And you have to know that you don't have right to fight with police, no matter what. This thing is about the family. The parents have to teach the children. But here's the case: all of this, as the parents doesn't have it also, they don't have it in their hand, simply because the children knows, or they know that, no, my father doesn't have nothing to tell me, as well as my father doesn't have nothing to tell me. What he has to do is just to provide food for me to come and eat, but the rest is not up to him. That's why you see the immigrant children are suffering. That's why you see the parents are also suffering. simply because they have lost control of their children. Where am I living here now? Here, where I'm living here in Toronto, there is one child. He pulled his father from the steps upstairs to downstairs. He Toronto here. He pulled his father from steps and from upstairs to down. He pulled his father, telling his father that, do you think you can fight me? Telling his father, do you think you can fight me? But here's the case. What will happen? At the end of the day, you see that the police will take the child there and give him a shelter. It's sort of to let the child know that this your father is your father and you have to respect him. Somebody who is not respecting his father, how do you think that he will respect somebody's father? Or how do you think that he will go out and respect? Of course, he will not respect. So those people are, or those children are those fighting with the police. Also, when it is time, when you see them fighting with the police, these people or those children are the same children. Because in the first place, he don't respect his father. He don't respect the father. Neither the friend or the sister of the family. The only thing he know, police will come in between. So he don't respect nobody. He do what he want. So you see, the police will come in action. There is something happen. You see them always police fighting with the immigrant. Police fighting with the immigrant. Does it make sense? Or immigrant fighting with the police? It doesn't make sense. But think and ask yourself, what is the sources of this? Think. Let us all think. Think. Use your common sense and think. Why is it happening like that? Why is it that immigrant is fighting with the police? Why is it that immigrant exchanging stone with police? Simply because most of the immigrant, they don't listen to their parents. Simply because they know if you have problem with our parents, the police also will come and take us from our parents and give us shelter. Instead of the police to let the children know that these are your parents and you have no choice than obeying them. You have no choice than obeying the rules and regulations of the house. Last week, there is one woman called me. She told me it is now 11 o'clock and my son have to go to school tomorrow, but he's still on the television. Do you think next day when this child go to school, is he ready to learn? Can he learn? 11 o'clock, whereby some of people that's supposed to go to work next day has already slept or has already in a sleep on bed. But a child under 10 years, 80 years, 11 o'clock, tomorrow he'll be going to school, but yet on television, looking at television. And the parents are afraid even to talk to him. Simply because they don't want to lose their child. Simply because they don't want to lose their child. Simply because they don't want the social institution or the police to come and take their child out from there. So these children will stay looking television or playing these games till midnight before they went and sleep or before they go and sleep. But what will happen? You have to be at school at 8 o'clock. So this child, of course, the parents will wake him up. Even before he wake up also is a problem because you will be waking him up and he will never even mind you. He will never mind you. Before you wake up, some of them even used to go to school late. At the end of the day, they will sack them from the school. Just because you have come to school late 2-3 times, you have to be sacked. Even if he's not late and he went to school on time, he will end up sleeping at school because he didn't have enough sleeping. So those things are things that the police and the social institution must look on it. But taking the children out from their parents, I don't think is something that is necessary. And believe me or not, most of them come and telling you people that my life is in danger. There is nobody's life is in danger here. It is not true. There's nobody life here that my life is in danger, my life in danger. It may happen. Some of them, yes, but most of them is not true. So there, I think now it is time for you guys or you people to look and see how are you going to help the immigrant to correct, or how are you going to help this immigrant for them to be able to take control on their children. Anytime there is a problem in how did they call it in Brussels, in a country you see that it's immigrant, and when they are talking about immigrant, I'm not out because I'm also immigrant. When they are talking about immigrant, you are not out. Those looking at me and those who come and look at me later, we are all in because we are talking about immigrant. And when the highlight is coming, they will not say that, okay, these people from Chechnya or these people from Morocco, these people from Ghana, Niger. So no, they will say immigrant. And when they said immigrant, it has generalized everybody. But what is the genesis of this problem? That's where we are talking about now. The children, right, the parents have to have control, the real control on their matrimonial homes. They have to have real control. And the children also have to know that there is nobody to help them than their parents. So they have to obey the rules and regulations of the house that they are living in under the shelter of their parents. So this time, I think it is time for us to start sending this kind of messages to the social institution and to those who are just ready to change their how do they call this, their performance, and those who are also ready to help their children for them to back up. When your child comes from school, do as much as possible. Don't wait for him to tell you something. Ask him, what did you do at school? Ask him, did you have homework? If he does, say to it that he has done the homework good. I know some of us cannot speak the language and cannot even write, and so it is true. But do your best, do what you can. And if you are not able to do it, just try and communicate with some people who can help you. But my point here is, when you go to the PTA, you see that the teachers will be telling you your son or your daughter is not doing or she's not doing well. But don't worry. At the age of this, we'll send her to go and learn handwork. Don't accept that. Don't accept, because that is not the same thing that they are saying to the citizens. It is not like that, because they will pull the citizen, they will push them, they will do all what they will do for the citizen to go up. But simply because they know for your side you don't care. When they said your son or your daughter will go to go and learn something from with his hand, and so you'll be happy. Oh, at the end of the day, my son will become carpenter. Oh, my son will become welder. My son, no. Let your son, let your daughter become like them also. Your son, your daughter is also born, or they are also born here. Why can't they also perform the same performance as the citizen? They can do it. But most of the time, what is happening is our carelessness. Because we do not ask the children what they did at school. We do not ask the children if they have their homework. We don't even know the performance of our children at school. So due to that, you see that all of the time our children are always backwards, simply because we neglected to look at the books of our children. Simply because we neglected even to give the children time to concentrate a little bit to see if they have homework or not. But all the same, my message now on this program is to go to the police and to go to the social institution. Taking the children from their parents, it is not the solution. The solution is to help the parents to raise their own children. I think that would be the best way. That would be the best way. That is the best way. So you have to, the social institution and the police has to come together and let the children know that they have no option than obeying their parents. So when the children knows that when I go to the police will send me back home. When I go to the social will send me back home. Do you think they will be doing what they are doing? I know even in the cities, there are people there are children who are also brutal. I'm not saying that they are all clean. No. Most of them we used to see is also on the television. And what we used to see on the television is also real. But out of 100, check the percentages. That's what we are talking about here. That's what we are talking about here. Out of 100%, what is happening? Those children born here, out of 100%, how many of them are in the university? How many of them, not even the university, have a good job? How many of them can do even something better? None. They were born here as the citizens are born here. And what is here in their mind is the same thing what is in their also the children's mind. But simply because the parents doesn't have control on the children. The parents doesn't know how to help the children. The parents doesn't know nothing about read and write. So my calling to the police now and the social institution, taking the children from their parents, it is not the solution. Bear with me. But rather helping the children, helping the parents is the most important. Helping the parents is the most important. Injecting the mind of the children to know they have no helper than their parents. You by all means see changes. All what the children are doing, you know, if there is a problem, okay, my father will not do anything, cannot do anything to me. If there is a problem, my mother cannot do anything to me, I will call police for you. Or at the end of the day, the police will come and just take me out from from my mother. So if I have this kind of power, why should I respect my father? If I have this kind of power, why should I respect my mother? Of course not. I will do what I want because I know at the end of the day, I have a shelter because the social institution will come and take me from my father. The social institution or the police will come and pick me out from my parents. And of course, they will not let me sleep outside in the cold. And of course, they will give me food to eat. Then why should I respect my father? What is the use of my parents even? They don't have use. So that's the result of the mindset of our children. That's the result. Anga Sheka Ali Mugumbako. Anjima na sa number wanda ke da so yake son your call kuma ya call just for his abinga. Before finishing this time, I will just open 15 minutes. Somebody who want to call. It is not must, but anyone who want to call, he can also call and give his this thing, give his submission. Because there is so many things that is happening in the community. The police and the social institution has to help the parents. Adiza to Zakaria Nagaiswa, Adam Power, Angasheka, Babadam mai shawara ko to Allah ya kiyaye ka na gaishe ku dukan ku waɗanda kuka hawo. Those on the platform, Latif Jagir, a big bro, I respect all of you. Homeboy, welcome on board. Please, when you are on board, do as much as possible to share the program. Share the program for the benefit of the others. Asana said is also watching us. Thank you. Nageswa Allah Saka Al Khairi. Kaura Small. God bless you. I always see you on the program. I hope you share you have shared the program too. Thank you all for watching me right now. But please, I'm telling the police and the social institution how to help the immigrant to take control of their children, to take control of their homes. Taking the children out from the parents, I don't think is the solution to solve. Is the way of solving the problem. But injecting the mind of the children to know that they have to respect and they have to obey the parents, I think that's the only way we can solve this kind of problem. I will said it and said it and said it again. Anytime that you see a problem coming out, what is there? You see that, oh, immigrant, police, and you see always the police fighting with the immigrant, especially in Brussels, because that's where it used to happen. And the vibe there is all about, it's all immigrant. But how does it come? That's why the police and the social institute and the government have to look. Why is it that only the immigrant is fighting? Although there are some of the, it's not all of the immigrants, some of the citizens are also included, because they are also having the mindset like the immigrant. They didn't get a good training at home. There's no human being that will have a good train at home and go and fight with the police. Because if you are fighting with the police, you are fighting with the government, or you are fighting with the law. Because the police is there to protect you. If police or if a social institution are there to protect you, why are you fighting with them? Or why are you fighting them? Faida Hussein, much respect. Ina gaisuwa, Allah ya saka da alkhairi. Respect to you all. Please, when you come on board, try to share the program, because we have to start sending this kind of message to the social institution and to the police too. As I used to say in the programs, most of the time we'll do our program correcting mistake back home in the continent that we are no more living. But whereby here we are facing a lot of problems, and we have the opportunity to talk, because we have freedom of speech. We can talk, we have to talk. So we have to correct where we are living now. And those there also have to correct their mistakes. Those there, we can just send the message. That's what we see. If they are ready to correct, okay. But here in the diaspora, where we are living, we must change this. We must change it. And we have to come together and send the message to the police and to the social institution, just for us also to achieve, or just because of our children also to achieve a better life. But anything that will come to pass, immigrant. To come to pass in the bad, you see, immigrant. Anything that is bad, immigrant. Anything that is bad, immigrant. Why? Somebody who is not performing well at school, immigrant. Somebody who has been sacked from school, immigrant. Somebody who is going late to school, immigrant. Simply because the immigrant, they have it in their mind that my parents doesn't have control on me, so I'll do what I want. Brothers and sisters, this show that we are doing in English, we are not taking it far. It's only 1 hour, 15 minutes, we drop it. We have almost, we have now spoken almost 45 minutes, and I'll just put a number. If somebody want to call, if you want to call, it is no must, but if you call, it's also pleasure, because it will help us also for us to have an opinion. It may be that you have something to contribute, and it will also help the program, because everybody has his own point of view. So let me see if I can pin the number, so that we'll see if somebody is also willing to contribute, and see which message he can also send or give for us to send to the police and to the social institution. Because looking at things, I think a lot of us are facing that kind of problem. We have them all. Yeah, this is the number. This is the number. So he who wants to call just to give his also opinion, it is not must, but he who has an opinion, he can just call. Ik ga gewoon wel een beetje Nederlands spreken. Vandaag het programma gaat over de kinderen en de ouders van die immigranten. We hebben veel problemen binnen de immigrantenhuizen of huizen. Dat heeft eerst te maken met de hulp dat ze nodig hebben bij de politie of bij de sociale dienstverlener. Bij sommige situaties, de ouders, die hebben geen controle meer op de kinderen. En de kinderen weten dat ook. Dus zij respecteren de ouders ook niet. Zij doen gewoon wat zij willen. Maar wat is het probleem hier? Als de ouders proberen gewoon met de kinderen te praten, wat komt erachter? De kinderen denken, oh, ik heb altijd problemen met mijn ouders. Mijn ouders doen dat daar, mijn ouders doen dat daar, en zo enzovoort. Dus wat komt erachter eindelijk? Die gaat gewoon, die ouders gaat, die kinderen gaat naar de politie en die gaan we klacht indienen. Dat, ja, ik ben bij mijn vader zo misbehandeld, ik ben bij mijn moeder zo misbehandeld en zo. Maar hoe denken jullie dat als een kind, dat de ouders kan gewoon die kinderen niet op de rechte weg zetten, of niet kan gewoon met die kinderen communiceren? Dit is een goeie dat je moet doen en dit slecht niet doen. Maar wat is de reden? De reden is, de kinderen die leren dat op school. Als je ouders iets aan u doet, of pijn aan u doet, dan moet de politie aan je ouders roepen. Dus de kinderen die weten al, mijn ouders hebben gewoon controle meer op mij. Als ik een probleem heb, dan moet ik politie bellen. Daardoor de kinderen respecteren hun ouders niet. Bij sommige kinderen die komen thuis van school, die hebben geen tijd om hun huiswerk te doen. Die luisteren sowieso niet meer naar de ouders. Er zijn sommige kinderen die blijven tot 11 uur televisie kijken. Of PlayStation aan het spelen. Maar toch, als de ouders vragen, ga maar je huiswerk doen, zij doet het niet. Waarom? Omdat zij hebben geen respect meer aan de ouders. En dat komt allemaal van school. Hoe zij moeten gewoon ook met hun ouders gaan. Als jullie ouders is doen, politie bellen. Dus de kinderen die hebben geen respect meer aan de ouders. Want zij weten het, als mijn ouders zo doet, ik ga gewoon politie bellen. En sowieso, sommige ouders die zijn gewoon bang voor hun kinderen. Ze zijn echt bang op hun eigen kinderen. Waarom? Want zij willen gewoon hun kinderen niet wegpakken van de politie. Want als iets komt, de kinderen waren weggenomen of meegenomen bij de sociaal dienstverlener of bij de politie. Dus sowieso, de ouders zijn gewoon bang op hun eigen kinderen. Met hun te communiceren is ook moeilijk. Want zij willen hun kinderen gewoon hebben. Wat doen ze dan? Gewoon niks zeggen. En de kinderen blijven gewoon zo totteloos worden. En van de dag, de kinder doet helemaal niks op school. Hij kan gewoon niks doen op school. En de basisschool, sowieso voor 16 of 14 jaar, moet hij wel stoppen om gewoon ander werk te gaan, om werk te gaan zoeken. Tenzij dat deze kinderen, sommige kinderen waren ook hier geboren. En die hebben ook zelf hoofd als de kinderen de blanke kinderen die geboren zijn. Maar waarom de andere allochtonen doet gewoon geen of doet niet goed op school? Daar moeten wij gewoon ook nakijken. Dus mijn boodschap hier naar de politie is om de politie proberen de ouders mee te helpen. De kinderen zelf opvoeden, thuis opvoeden. Dat is gewoon de beste manier. Maar de kinderen opnemen of wegnemen van de ouders, ik denk niet dat die oplossen zijn. Sommige kinderen zijn gewoon stout. En de kinderen moeten ook de ouders moeten proberen om de kinderen in de rechte weg te zetten. Maar de kinderen sowieso, die weten zeker dat hun ouders hebben geen controle op hun. Dus die doen gewoon wat ze willen. Ik geef gewoon een voorbeeld. Altijd als je gewoon in de krant iets ziet. Kinderen met politie aan de vechten. Zijn gewoon allochtonen, immigranten. Allochtonen. Waarom? Daar moeten wij gebaseerd om na te kijken wat de reden zijn. En wat de reden zou zijn. En de reden zijn gewoon dat de kinderen vanaf kleintjes, dat weet zeker dat mijn ouders hebben geen recht op mij. Maar mijn ouders hebben geen macht op mij. Dus ik doe gewoon wat ik wil. Daardoor komt gewoon, zeg maar, als ze groeien, want ze hebben gewoon geen opvoeden bij de ouders gegaan. Of geen goede opvoeden bij de ouders. Dus zij denken, oké, ik kan bij ieder vechten. Ik heb geen respect van iemand. Dus daardoor hebben ze ook geen respect aan de politie. Ze hebben geen zin en dat klinkt ook in de hoofd niet. Hoe komt dat een jonger of iemand die gaat gewoon met politie vechten? Politie, als je met politie aan de vechten bent, dan ben je gewoon met de regering aan de vechten. Als je met politie aan de vechten bent, dan ben je gewoon met de regering aan de vechten. Maar hoe komt dat gewoon een jong of een man of iemand met een politie aan de vechten? Hij heeft geen een goede opvoeding gekregen bij zijn ouders of bij hun ouders. Dus op dit moment, opnieuw, wij proberen ook een beetje boodschap door te geven aan de politie en de sociaal dienstverlener ook. Dat zij moeten ook meer doen met de ouders. Om te helpen. Want sommige kinderen zijn gewoon stout. En wij moeten ook proberen om de kinderen op de rechte manier, op de rechte weg te brengen. Dus wij hebben onze eigen manier. En onze eigen manier is niet dat wij mishandelen de kinderen. Maar nu, kijk, alle de allochtonen, de immigranten nu, die kijken voor hun kinderen. En die zeggen gewoon niks. Dus de kinderen die blijven gewoon stijgen. En die doet gewoon niks. Dus ja, die hoort ook niet. Als politie iets zegt, dan luisteren ook niet. Ik bedoel, luister ook niet. Hij luistert niet naar zijn vader, zijn moeder. Dus aan wie gaat hij luisteren? Zeker niemand. Dus het is het moment dat een beetje de politie en de ouders ook mee nadenken en meekijken. Hoe gaan wij de politie, of hoe gaan wij de ouders ook meehelpen om de kinderen zelf op te voeden? Ik denk dat zou eigenlijk de beste manier. En dat zou de beste manier zou zijn. Zo denk ik, hè. Want sommige ouders hebben ze hebben alles gewoon weg. Ze hebben geen controle op hun huis. Ze hebben geen controle op hun kinderen. Want de kinderen weten, als iets doe, de politie komt gewoon mij ophalen. De sociaal dienstverlener komt mij ophalen. Dus wat gaat gebeuren? Dus daardoor wordt gewoon de ouders ook munt. Die gaan gewoon niks zeggen. Die zeggen gewoon niks. Die kijken gewoon aan de kinderen. Omdat zij wil gewoon met hun kinderen gewoon in dezelfde huis wonen. Of blijven gewoon bij hun kinderen. Dus dat is de enige boodschap dat ik gewoon aan die politie geef. Is niet dat de allochtonen mishandelt de kinderen. No, er zijn bepaalde dingen. Dat moet gewoon zo gebeuren. Kijk. Alles slecht die gebeurt als je kijkt is de allochtonen. Waarom? Alle dingen die gebeurt allochtonen. Alles allochtonen. Er is geen ouders, allochtone ouders, die zou gewoon blij zijn om hun kinderen te zien vechten met een politie. Of vechten met een rechter. Of vechten buiten. Vechten met iemand. Er is geen allochtone die zou blij zijn daarvoor. Want dat heeft geen nut. Maar dat komt doordat alle die ouders hebben gewoon een controle van hun huis verlezen of verloren. Dus wij beginnen nu een boodschap door te geven aan de politie, zelf aan de sociaal dienstverlener. Is niet dat ons boodschap de beste is, maar erin kijken. Om te zien wat kunnen jullie doen of wat kunnen jullie helpen aan de allochtonen. Zelf hun kinderen op te voeden. Gewoon meedenken om mee door te sturen in de hoofd van de allochtone kinderen. Dat is hun ouders en zij moeten wel de ouders luisteren. Eergisteren, er is een vrouw die heeft mij gebeld. Dat haar zoon, 11 uur, is nog niet op bed. En die moet volgende dag naar school. En een zoon van 9 jaar, nog niet op bed. 11 uur. En morgen volgende dag om 8 uur moet je op school zijn. Stel je voor dat deze kind op tijd wakker wordt. En hij was gewoon op tijd naar school. Wat zal er gebeuren in de klas? Zeker hij gaat slapen. Hij gaat zeker slapen, want hij heeft niet genoeg geslapen thuis. Dus dat zijn de dingen dat soms de kinderen aan de meemaken, of de ouders aan de meemaken met hun kinderen. De ouders proberen gewoon hun thuismacht te houden. Maar de kinderen laten ze niet. Waarom? Omdat ze weten dat hun ouders, of die politie of de sociaal dienstverlener, zou ze helpen om daar weg te gaan. Dus die respecteren hun ouders niet meer. Dus wij smeken de politie en de sociaal dienstverlener om mee de ouders te helpen, om de kinderen zelf op te voeden. Ja, zoals altijd, Nederlands is niet ons taal. We hebben ook een beetje geleerd. Dat kan zijn dat een kleine foutjes zijn binnen van de gramma, zoals altijd. Dat is normaal. Maar toch, wij proberen ook een boodschap door te geven aan mensen die niet meer Engels spreken. Dus dat is gewoon samenvatten dat ik kan wel doorgeven. Die kinderen wegnemen van de ouders is niet die oplossen. Maar meehelpen, de ouders meehelpen om de kinderen zelf op te voeden, is de oplossen. Dus daarom kunnen wij de oplossen, die probleem oplossen. As I said, I'm going back to English also. So, my brothers and sisters, I think it is now 1 hour exactly. What we just said in Netherlands is what I said in the previous. The police are giving the upper hand to our children. The social deans institution or the social institution are giving the upper hand to the children, and that's why the children doesn't respect the parents, because they know if there is something, the police or the social deans will come and take me out from house or from my parents. So they don't respect the parents. Some of the children will be at home. Instead of for them to do their homework, they will not do that. Instead of for them to go to sleep at 8 o'clock, they will not do that. They will stay there playing games. They will stay there looking television. At the end of the day, you see that it will be at 11 o'clock. And this child have to go to school. At 8 o'clock, he's supposed to be at school. You see this child also in the next morning, he'll be fighting with the mother just for them to wake up also to go to school. But assuming even if you have been in time at school, the child will be sleeping at school because he didn't have enough sleeping. And most of the time, what is happening also, you see that your child will not perform well because he didn't have good sleep. So he'll be sleeping at school. And due to that, he will not have enough. The brain is not rest. So he'll be sleeping. And you see that the teacher will be teaching. At the end of the day, you see that your child cannot do better. So you have to drop from school. And most of the time, you see that we outsiders, we were blaming the parents, that the parents are not doing good, they are not looking after their children, and that and that and that. Whereby the parents are also fighting, but simply because the children, they know that the parents doesn't have control. So if there is something happening, the police and the social deans will come in between and they will take them away from their parents. So they don't respect the parents. So that's what we are sending to the how do they call, the police and the social institution. Dus alsjeblieft, de police en de social dienstverlener meehelpen aan de ouders om hun kinderen zelf opvoeden. Om de kinderen weg van hun ouders, ik denk niet dat die probleem oplossen. Ik denk dat echt niet. Bij sommige gevallen, het probleem is van de kinderen zelf, niet bij de ouders. Want ik ga gewoon geen mijn kinderen zien tot 11 uur nog niet op bed. Daarmee, sommige kinderen krijgen gewoon problemen met hun ouders. Als een kind van 9 jaar, hij moet op tijd naar bed. Maar als de ouders vragen op tijd naar bed, wat gebeurt? Die weigeren. Dus sommige ouders worden ook boos. En er komt gewoon ruzie tussen de ouders en de kinderen. Als je niet op tijd naar bed gaat, zeker, je gaat gewoon geen goede cijfers op school krijgen. Waarom? Omdat je hebt geen tijd genoeg gehad om je huiswerk af te maken, om te lezen, om te schrijven. Alles de huiswerk dat je krijgt van school, geen tijd om alles af te maken. Dus zeker, en van de dag krijg je geen goede reportage van school. Daardoor is sommige kinderen, 13 jaar, 14, moeten ze gewoon weg van school. School stoppen. Waarom? Omdat zij denken dat zij niet goed kan doen. Door de cijfers dat zij krijgen. En dat komt gewoon door de ouders hebben geen controle op hun eigen kinderen thuis. Ze zijn allemaal bang op de kinderen. Ze zijn allemaal bijna bang op hun kinderen, hun eigen kinderen. Want zij willen de kinderen wegkrijgen. Zij willen gewoon blijven, samen blijven bij de kinderen. Of hun kinderen bij hun blijven. Dus wat doen ze? Ze houden gewoon hun mond dicht. En de kinderen blijven gewoon zeg maar wat zij willen. Brothers and sisters, thank you all for watching me right now. My name is Mohammed Mukhtar, living in Belgium. We are trying to send a signal, no matter what it may against you, it may against me, but we are doing it for the future. Maybe it will help. If the method it doesn't apply now, but when they listen to us, they may apply it maybe tomorrow or next tomorrow or for next year. Maybe the young generation will come and benefit from it. Because it doesn't make sense that I will have my child here and the citizen also will born his child here. But my child will be at the age of 13 and they will tell me that my child cannot perform good. So he has to drop and go and learn something with his hand, and whereby the rest can do better. Why? Simply because we the immigrants, the parents of immigrants, we don't take the lesson of, or we don't take, yeah, the children even to be serious. What we think is always money, 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 money. You see, the father will be working 8 hours, the mother will also be working 8 hours. What time do you have to look to take care of your children? You don't have it. You don't have it. So I'm here pleading to the police and the social distancing, as well as the parents, the allotone parents, elders, that they should look at these cases and correct the mistakes. There is a lot of mistakes because seeing police coming taking the children out from their parents, I don't see it to be a solution, but rather helping the parents to raise their own children is the most best solution that I think will help. Because if I'm having my child and somebody will come and tell me that I'm mishandling my child, I think it's something that doesn't make sense. I cannot give birth to my child and somebody will come and tell me, no, the way you are treating your child, it is not the way that you have to treat your child. I don't think that it makes sense. But you rather try to help me how to raise him, but not to take me, not to take him out from me. So that's my opinion. That's what I see. Taking the children out from there, out from the family, is not something that will make the family, and it is not making the family or the parents happy. It's that make them sorrow, miserable, and sad. So in this case, this message is going to the police, the same time going to the social dins for learning, and at the same time also to the parents, those who doesn't mind, who doesn't care. You just bring child to the world and you are always thinking about the money, 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 instead of to think about the child that you brought in the world, to make sure that he has become somebody, he or she has become somebody. You don't think about it. What you think is, my wife have to go to work, and at the end of the day, even it's sort of to have the money even to take care of the children, for them to become somebody. You send the money back to Africa. At the end of the day, you lose, and the children will lose, and your wife will lose. End of the day, you don't have nothing. Try to help those in Africa. They need, as we are all doing. Try to do something better okay in Africa, as you do. When you go to Africa, you have some place to stay. Try to do whatever you think is the best, by concentrate on your children. Also, it's more important. Make sure that you have given a good education to your children. Make sure that your children have also the best education here, where you born them. They are here, they are born here, and they have to be raised as the other people also are raising their children. I see no reason giving a birth to a children and neglecting them, leaving them, or leaving them at home, going to work every day. Mother will go to work, papa will go to work, but they don't have even time to see to it that their children has done their homework. What they are good in it is only about the money that is coming in their account. But to see to it that the children has good education, they don't mind. But bear you and mind you, the end will be your own. Be fortunate. You see that children fighting with the police, your children may end up also fighting with the police, fighting with the laws outside, fighting with people there outside. So bear in mind that you are here to survive. So you are here also to take care of your children that you are giving birth to. Brothers and sisters, I think this is the end of our program today. May God bless you all. Let me see our people as usual. Alu Konga, Ali Konga, thank you very much. Much respect. Fatima Faila Hussein, respect. Ali Mugunyaru, he said, Masha Allah, thank you very much. Adiza to Zakaria say, they are always opposite of our religion. Okay, yeah, some of at times also like that, but at times also it comes from us because we don't practice and we don't do things that we're supposed to do. Because when you are having your children and you don't spend much with the children and you don't concentrate also with the children, it help, yeah, it brings also this kind of things. You have to let your children become your friends. Your children have to be your friends, or your family has to become your friends. Try to be communicating with your children. Try to be asking them what they have done at school. Try to have to see what they did and what how the performance they have at school. Let them become your friends. But it's not always go and sit there, go there, go there, go there. It will be the time that they will be afraid to come to you. So you have to be open. You have to let your children be your discussing members. Let your children become your friends. You know, in Africa, our parents have a different mentality. When they sit with the parents, or when the parents want to sit, or when the children want to sit with the parents, the parents think otherwise. That maybe they think we are going to undermine them. No, you have to be sitting with your child, talking with him. That makes your child your child. That makes your child your friend. So when he has problem, even at school, the very moment he came home, he will tell you, Papa, I have problem like this with my colleague, with my classmate, or I have problem today with my teacher. I have problem with this, and that. That's how it's supposed to be. But when you are not giving the chance with your children to talk, chance to play with your children, you become just like I don't know. You see that your child will be even afraid to come near to you or closer to you. So if he have something even to talk to you, he cannot. He will just keep it to him. That's why you see that at times some of the children will just become brutal because they need to talk to you, but you are not giving them chance to talk to you. So at times, what the police and the institution are doing, they are doing it also to prevent some of the scandal. Of course, our religion teaches us how to go about some things, but don't forget here that we are living, they have also their own method. So in this case, we are calling the police and the social institution to try and communicate and to try to help the parents to raise their own children. I think that's the best way. And the allochthonians, what I mean allochthonian here is the immigrant, also have to open and be friends with their distant children. There is when the children is having a problem, they will come and talk to the parents. When the children is having something, they will come. But when you close this door and you don't give your children chance to come and talk to you, that's where you see that the children will be having pain, but you don't have nobody to talk with. So it's not that most of the time the police or the social institutions are against of our religion. That's something I disagree with some of our people. I disagree totally with some of our people. And you could see these people at times, so many times, they are even more better and more straight and more even considered than even our place where we come from. Believe me, because there is so many things that you can even see it you yourself if you are living in diaspora. Things that we are having here from the government, things that we are having here from the social institution, we don't have it back home, simply because we are having bad leaders. So if we are here, we don't need to blame them all. Where they do good, let us compliment, let us give them compliment and applause to them. Things that we think that no, this place we have to come together and make it, let us talk to them and let us give them advice. Maybe due to that, they will listen to us and things may change. Thank you very much for your distance, for your advice. You said it also, and at times it happened like that. Because in our culture, parents have to take the responsibility of their children. The parents have to say to it that their children has been in the right path. But here's the case here, the children are learning from the school that if something happen, call the police. If something happen, though the children has already know that my parents doesn't have anything to offer me. My parents doesn't have control on me. So if something happen, I will call the police. And when it's happening, indeed, when it's happened, the police will come and take him out from the parents. So that's where we are talking about now, or we are talking here. The police doesn't need to come and take the children, or the police doesn't, or the social or the school does not have to be telling the children this and that, but they have to let the children know that there is no one can raise you than your own parents. So you have to give them the maximum cooperation. You have to respect them. You have to obey the rules and regulation of their of the home. Yeah, hello. Yeah. I hope you want to say something on the program, right?
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, yeah. Please, please, I'm coming. I have some call. I'll call back.
Okay, thank you very much. I think one friend of us, I think he was here, Ali Bako, Ali Mugum Bako. He just called. He wanted to say something, but unfortunately, he's at work and something came across, because the man leaves everything for the mother. Yes, I mean, at times it's happen. Yeah, at times it's happen. Some of the men are just like that. They don't care. What they care is about money, 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 money. That's what we are talking about. So we have to cooperate. Both men and the women have to cooperate, because the child belongs to both of you. So leaving the child to the man or leaving the child to the woman, that's not the right thing. And most of time, what you said is true, because the mothers. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good morning. Excuse me, I have some little problem. That's why I cut it.
No problem.
Okay. But what you are saying,
Yeah.
I just want to contribute just a little bit.
Okay.
You know, because in this diaspora,
Yeah.
we and our children will have all here. Because sometimes we forget where we come from, and then we forget where we are.
Exactly.
That is the main problem. Because we don't have the same costume with these people. And then we have many cultures which we cannot learn from them. We have to be ourselves for our own life.
Exactly.
The way we live in our own back home.
Exactly.
So, in this situation, we can give the children here. We bring the children or something like that. We can raise them up, but we cannot raise them, because we too, we are under the social and the police, because the assistant social, they are always there for us and our children. So, meaning the child know that you don't have anything like the social, because even though something his father cannot afford, the social can afford for him. Even his father go to the social. Yeah. So you have to sit your child when he was child. Let him know who is first. Not something like, because they said charity begins at home.
Of course, charity begins at home. So
you have to train your son or your daughter just to have to know who are you first, and then who is Allah. Who is Allah? If she know who is Allah, who is first, so now she can contribute to help you how to raise her how you want to, not how social want to raise her.
Exactly.
That is the main problem.
Exactly.
You know, that is why sometimes we forget ourselves. There's some people which, if they come to Europe like that, they forget their roots. And then sometimes they are not praying. They don't teach the children to pray. They don't teach the children to fear God, because in the Quran, the Surah the Luqman said to his son, to not go on this head just like that. He has to respect people.
Yes.
He has to respect people. He has to know who he is. He should not to be arrogant, because he teach his children. He teach his child how to live with people, because something like social or not social or something like that, we are the best, because the child is with us, because we are the breastfeeder. We can feed the child with our breast. We can give you a food. We can teach him how to talk, and then how to know people. The way you teach your children, the way you train them, that is how they will become.
Exactly.
So they can be arrogant if you leave them like that. you go to school, the other children train them for you. So you have to train your children at home first. Don't let someone to train your children for you.
Exactly.
But when you leave your children for children like him at school, maybe at home, the way he wants to, that is how he lives. So he teaches children, me for home, if I want this, my mother will do it. If my mother don't do it, I do this. If this, because the children, they are always advising themselves.
Exactly.
So you have to be the first. Either you are the father or mother. You have to be a first. Yesterday, very sad story. I met something like some girl from Niger. She has 4 children. I asked her, where's the children? They said they are all taken by the social.
Wow. 4 children.
Why? What is the matter? Because she's drug addict. She's a drug addict.
Yeah,
she didn't hide for me. She said I fall in prison or something like that. And then she's a musician. When you check her name on YouTube, you can see her music or something like that. But when I see her yesterday, I'm so sad. I am very so sad. Why this thing happened? So it's something like this. You say social cannot take your children. You too, if social take your children, meaning you have lost the children because you don't have any control on them again.
Yeah, that's what is happening.
The children will become what they want to become. They can be atheists. They can forget about you. They can do whatever they want to do. Which we are not grown up like that. We are not grown up like that. We have our culture and then we respect the elders or something like that. Every black man wants his children to respect him.
Of course.
Every black man wants the children to be good children.
Of course.
So if we see ourselves in this like a strange country or strange places, we have to learn how they raise us at home. We can learn how to raise our children, but not all that as they raise us at home. Maybe at home, your father cannot afford many things to you, but here you can afford many things.
Exactly.
Because if you are working, you can get many things to afford to your child. You can have, because the child wants everyday gifts or something, small things, just to remind him, I'm with you. That is all the child needs. So we have to do something like that to make our children to follow us the way we want to.
Exactly.
Not the way someone wants.
Exactly.
Because if we didn't do that, even you depend on social. Your child can depend on social again because there is no problem. That is the condition and situation of the country where you are.
Yes, it's true.
So you too, you have to do your first, because the child is not just a gift, but you will go back and tell the God who gave you. How did you raise your child?
What did you
teach him?
Exactly.
What do you want him to do, and then what do you want him to be?
Exactly.
Because there's sometimes we from where we from, we say we leave everything to God. God knows that everything is for him, but you have to do your effort. So he give you the effort to do many things. So when you do your effort, the rest is on the God.
Yes.
But don't say God can do everything. God can do this thing. So you leave it just like that. When anything happens, you sit in the hand of God.
Whereby you are not taking any steps to do what you're supposed to do. It's
when we
nonsense.
talk, he said, "Equal Allah, Allah, this is African mentality. We are not in Africa.
Yeah, that's true.
We are not in Africa.
That's true.
You have to realize and live the way these people living. When you live the way they live, you have to think of one thing. One, the first is how to fear a God. To do everything according to. Don't do anything just like that because this is what I do. Or you say, in Africa, we are not doing this. I want to come here and do something like you want to destroy and deceive yourself. You want to deceive yourself. And then you're not supposed to deceive yourself.
Of course
you
not.
have to say truth to yourself.
Yeah.
You have to teach your children how to say the truth.
Exactly.
You have to say the children how to say the truth. Let me tell you something which happened, but this is something like a joking. We are joking on it in Africa. We are saying it just to laugh. If there is a man, maybe in the school, we can say a teacher, a malam in the school, a teacher is teaching children that when you see any big man, any man who can burn you, any man who can be your father, who can be the age of your father, just bend down and greet him.
Yes.
Anywhere you see him, just greet him. So the children implicate that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this our this in Ghana, this is what they call it, public toilets.
Yeah.
So the child entered the toilet, he meet the man naked in toilet. So he bent down, he said, "Man, call Lafia."
Yes.
You see, the way you teach him, you see, he comes to where they don't supposed to greet. But he greet you where he can see you naked.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that is sometimes we teach our children what is good, right, something like that, and then we know to who can raise our children in the school,
Yeah.
or to who our children going to play,
Mm-hmm.
to which houses our children going, what they are doing there.
Yeah.
But sometimes we don't get neglect. I want to go work, so I leave my child with someone or babysitter or something like that. I go, I come back. What did he do? What did he learn? I don't have time. I'm tired. I want to sleep or something like that. Or maybe Sundays to take my children out to just go and see how outside it is, vacation like other father or something like that. We don't do it. When we give them, we leave them like that. And then sometimes these things happen between the father and the mother, because the father self, he didn't take the mother out.
Yeah.
He don't sit with the mother to talk.
No,
He
no.
don't take the mother advice.
Mm-hmm.
He cannot sit down and say his own secret to his own wife.
They don't have time. They don't have time for each other. They don't have time even for each other.
If you don't have time for yourself, how your children can have time for you?
Yeah.
That is the problem. So that is what I can contribute for now.
Thank you.
I don't know, maybe
Thank
if
you.
I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think our brother has said much thing that we also take it as an advantage, and we have to also see to it that after having the child, at the end of the day, you will be accountability there by the creator, as we all know. Sami Sani said the mother are also included in the problem. They insert in the kids' mind that America is a free country and that is not Africa. So the kids think that they can do whatever they want to do. Some parents don't even teach their children their native language, which is not right. You are true. It is happening a lot. It is happening a lot. It is happening a lot. So that's what we are talking about all the time. Even your language, just try to be speaking with the child. If he didn't understand, tell him how you understand it and continue. Even if he cannot speak, let him understand a little bit. It's a little bit difficult, but I think if you and your wife are speaking the same language, it's so easy that your children can speak that language too. So easy, because if you are communicating with your wife here and there always with the same language, I think it's more better. And you have to speak the same language to your children, and that will help. But you speaking that language to your child, you are fulfilling yourself, or how do they say? Because that child speaks the language better than you, and he understand and write better than you. Then why are you disturbing? So speak your own language to them, and that will make you also even great than speaking that the language where he has born to him. Brothers and sisters, I think it is now 128 as we promised, 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes. We have only 2 minutes now. Thank you very much. May God bless you, and I hope everything will be okay. And what I said is my opinion. I didn't say it to attack nobody, neither the police, neither the social institution, neither the African community or the immigrant. I just said it where I think there is something that has to be done. And I'm sending the signal. Because the problem is, you see that the woman or the children will just go and tell the police, my life is in danger. My life is in danger. And these people are also not playing with my life is in danger. But my life is in danger. Yeah, the word is a good. The word is there. But my life is in danger. What they said, is that true that their life is in danger? That's our question. That's what we are talking about. May God bless us all here, and may God help us to achieve what we want in the diaspora. May God help us also to be able to raise our own children, and may the police and the social institution also listen to us. It may be happy that it will not take effect today, tomorrow, or maybe, who knows, the later generation will come and enjoy it. Thank you very much. May God bless you. Stay blessed.